In this video, we're gonna grow some oyster mushrooms from sawdust spawn in a milk crate like this one. If you're new here, my name's Heather and I share content on hunting, hiking, foraging, and farming, and lots of content on mushrooms growing both indoors and outdoors in all sorts of different containers and mediums. If any of that sounds like stuff you're interested in, then do follow along. For this project, I'm going to be using the Italian Ouster sawdust spawn from North Spore. I'll put a discount code at the end of the video, so watch for that. And then I'm using one of these rectangular milk crates. You could use a square one as well. I just happen to have a bunch of these and I like to have them all consistent. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using some chopped straw as the medium, just like I did with this one. The only other little thing is this little marker, and so I like to label what's growing there and then when I've started them, which that says June 2025. This is the outdoor method that I started with, and it's so easy. It's kind of foolproof. The pasteurization is probably the longest part, and I have grown both with and without pasteurizing. It's definitely the way to get the most consistent, reliable results, but I wouldn't let pasteurization of the growing medium prevent you from trying to grow. Like, don't let that be a barrier if you don't have like the vessel to pasteurize in, or you can't access lime. I mean, there is a bunch of different ways to do it, but if none of those are available to you, I would just go from your bagged chopped straw, your spawn, and water, and I think you'll still get some really good results. Caleb joining us. So the first thing when you get your bag of spawn, it's gonna look like this. You see there's like really good mycelium growth, and I've actually had this in my fridge for about 2 months. So it's better to get them started as soon as possible, but if you can't, they do keep really well, and it's just gotten better and better. Not mold, mycelium, super healthy. So the first step, you're gonna keep the bag sealed, but just untape it so that you can extend the bag all the way. Then you're just gonna start breaking up everything that's in there. You're just gonna smash it. All right, so I've got it all broken up in there. I am going to use pasteurized chopped straw, and I did that in a burlap sack earlier today, so it's cooled off now. And I have other videos on that. I'll show just a quick video over here and I'll go over it briefly. This burlap sack is the one that came with my mush bucket. So that's also from North Spore, and that's the perfect size. But you can use like a burlap sack or any sort of container. I filled it with my chopped straw. I put it in a big turkey fryer, made sure it was submerged, brought it to a boil, and then let it simmer for 1 hour. After that, I hung it to dry, and then now that it's cool, I'm ready to start using it. The process is super easy. You're just gonna do a layer of chopped straw and then a layer of mushroom spawn over and over and over again. If you didn't pasteurize and you couldn't pre-soak your straw, what you would be doing is you'd be putting down a layer of straw the same, and then you'd be hosing it down really good. Adding your spawn, more straw, just hosing it down every time you add straw to make sure everything is really saturated. You just make sure the very top layer is straw, and we're ready to go. I'm going to keep it right here in this shady spot on my deck. I'm already watering a ton of other things here, so it's super convenient to make sure it stays moist. And we'll check back in once we start to see mushrooms. Okay, so it's crazy that I didn't notice this yesterday, but this has got to, be more than just today. So we've got there on that side. Some little ones there. Hey, kitty boy. Flip it around to the back. Some more there. And then on this side, so just everywhere. I mean, it's amazing how many mushrooms we're about to have. So I'm keeping
keeping up with daily watering. This is the morning of day 2. It's just amazing how quickly they grow.
I'm trying so hard not to be so disappointed. We had a super hot day yesterday and then again today, like around 100. And mushrooms tend to do better up to like 85 degrees. And so, tragically, my beautiful first flush has cracked and dried out despite me watering it and keeping it in the shade. So luckily, these things fruit like crazy, and so in another week or 2, I'm gonna have more mushrooms, and hopefully we don't get a crazy heat wave. But this is what it looks like when they get too dried out. The humidity's not high enough, the heat's too high. They're still gonna taste awesome. They still got pretty big, so I'm not too disappointed. I definitely wanted them to be very beautiful for this video. But again, that's just something that's so great about growing in containers like this, is that they're just gonna keep producing over and over. I mean, I have some from, you know, over a year ago that are still going strong. So I'm gonna harvest these and then I'm gonna eagerly await the next flush.